Hello and welcome back to Funny Media Jones. Today we're going to be stuffing my cash envelopes with some extra cash because your girl had some overages as she discovered in mid-month. So if you're looking forward to seeing that, stay tuned. Well, hello and welcome back. As I said, we're going to be stuffing my cash envelopes for the last 2 weeks of June. And y'all, I had some overages, so we're going to be stuffing more than I usually stuff this time period. We're going to be stuffing $453 into my cash envelopes to accommodate for the overage. And so typically, if I accommodate for the overages, that means I'm going to be stuffing less in my sinking funds. But let me just tell you, this pay period is going to be a little bit different because, okay, y'all going to look at me going, how did you forget this? I really didn't forget it, but anyway, I'll just explain it. So I have in my checking account, in my main checking account, the money that the checking account where this sits. I only have one. Well, I have two checking accounts. I have a personal checking account and I have a business checking account. In my regular personal checking account, I just keep that as a bucket. So my paychecks, any expenses I incur from work, any income I get outside of my business income goes into that checking account. It just sits there. And my credit cards are auto set to be paid out of that account. Any utilities that are auto set to be paid are all of that account. So that account is just a bucket of money. And all my bills and my credit card bills just get paid out of that account. So I'm not constantly transferring money. Now, before I set up this bucket system where my checking account is just a big old bucket of money that I just scoop out of whenever I need it, I used to split up my rent. I split up my rent between my first paycheck of the month and my second paycheck of the month. And so I wouldn't spend it. I would take that rent money and put it into my savings account. Well, I stopped doing that, but I kept the savings account open because it was just there and I had to keep it open. So I was taking a lot of money out of the savings account, and my bank, if you don't keep a balance of $300 in your savings account, they charge you $6 a month. So I started seeing $6 disappearing out of my account. I'm like, where is this money coming from? What is this? I was kind of freaking out. So I discovered that my bank was like, oh yeah, you need to keep $300 in your savings account. We didn't tell you that, but yeah, if you don't, we're going to take $6 out of your account every month. So I said, oh no, you won't. So I'm going to keep $500 in there and let me see you try to take some money out of my account. So that $500 has been sitting in my savings account, and I kid you not, it has collected $3 of interest since it's been sitting there. It is not a high yield savings account. $3 of interest. And I'm looking at this money every month, and it's kind of like blind to me because I don't use the money. It's just there as a cushion. I'm going, why have this money sitting up there? I could be using this money. I could be putting it in sinking funds. I'm just going to close out this account. So I did a little research on what would happen if I closed out my savings account. Because I don't pay any bank fees because I have direct deposit. I have a bunch of accounts with this bank. And so I don't pay any banking fees, and I'm never overdraft. So I didn't want if I taken that savings account out of my banking mix, I didn't want it to incur charges because of it. And it turns out that I wouldn't have incurred charges. So anyway, to make a long story extra long, trying to make it short, I decided to close the account, take the money out, put it in my checking. So they told me I had to send a message within my banking system, an email, and then tell them what I wanted to do and where I wanted the money transferred to. So they did it immediately. So now I have an extra $500 in my budget for this pay period that I'm going to be distributing through my cash envelopes and my sinking funds and my savings challenges. It's not going to be a lot because I think I'm only using $350 of that because I put the rest in my checking cushion, because in my checking account, the bucket that I scoop money out of for, all my expenses, I have a $500 cushion in there. So now I have a $650 cushion in there just in case something comes up that I did not anticipate. And I've got my budget pretty much fine-tuned that I don't have anything that comes up, but I feel better having money sitting there. I know I could be accruing interest in a high yield savings, but I'd rather have it sitting there in case something comes through than incur an expense where I have to overdraft fees and I don't have the money and just yada, 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 yada. So anyway, long story short, we got a little bit extra money. cash stuffing that we didn't have previously because I closed out my savings account, which wasn't doing nothing for my savings. It was $3 interest, y'all, in like more than a year. That's ridiculous. Anyway, so as I said today, long story short, we're stuffing $453 into my cash envelopes. So we'll go ahead and count it out. We've got 100, 200, 300, 50, 70, 90, 410, 430, 435, 440, 445, 450, 455, 460, wait a minute, 62, 63. Why don't I have 463? I should have 453. Hold on. Let's get the calculator out. You know, it's like 1, 2, 3, 300 plus 50 plus 50 plus 20, 40, 60 plus 60, 10 plus 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 plus 30 plus 3. Okay, I added an extra 10 when I counted it, plus 3. So we have $453 here. Put that off to the side. Put that over there. Excuse me. My nose is itching, y'all. Does that mean I'm going to get money? Or that just means I have allergies? I don't know. So how was y'all's weekend? Did you do anything fun? How was your Father's Day? For those of you who are fortunate enough to still have your fathers with you, my father passed. But how was your Father's Day? And are you, did you do anything for those of you who have husbands and all that other fun stuff? I hope they enjoyed their day. Okay, we're gonna be stuffing cash envelopes. I am all over the place. Okay, my Con Ed came through, and I only owe $113. So we're only going to be stuffing this instead of the usual $75. We're only going to be stuffing $38 in here. Let's see, and 20, 30, 5, 7, 8. Okay, $38 in here, which makes me happy. This is going to be increasing, y'all. I haven't turned on my air conditioner yet. It's getting warm, but I'm holding out. Wait a minute. I should probably count this. I think I should count it. So 50, 100, $13, $113. Okay. Dollar Tree is getting its typical 5, which I will probably deplete this week, but we'll see. Eating out. Now, if you saw my mid-month check-in, I ate out a lot. So we're going to be putting $125 in here. This probably should just go directly into spent. We're just going to put it in here and reconcile it at the end of the month. Groceries, we're going to put 100. We're going to only leave 100 in here, but we're putting $275 into this fund. So we're taking 175 in here. Oh my gosh, this is going quickly. 150, 75 is going to go into spent because, as you may remember, oh, I put the spent in the rollover. What was I? That would have been nice. I had bought groceries late last month, and I used this month's budget, so that's how that goes. Groceries, putting $100 in here, and what do we have left? We did that. Home essentials, we're putting $5 in here. Okay, so that makes that $10. Hopefully I can carry this over next month. God willing, I do not overspend and I have to use up these funds, which I usually end up doing. Oops is getting $5. So that was, y'all, that was pretty quick. That was pretty short and sweet. Me telling you about my savings account took longer than me actually stuffing. But I'm glad that I was able to put the more exacting amounts. I think when I do the mid-month review and I do my check-in, in the middle of the month, it gives me a better gauge of what I should be putting in this envelope, so I can hopefully avoid overages by the end of the month, and that is the goal, to avoid overages. So that means that I'm putting less in my sinking funds, then so be it. But I'd rather put more towards the things that I need them for than towards my sinking funds. And most of my sinking funds, except for the emergency sinking fund, is my emergency binder. That's all stuff that's mostly fun for me. It's not anything vitally important. So it kind of works out. So we've stuffed my $452 into my cash envelope, and this should give me incentive to stick to stick to my budget. Basically, just stick to my budget. But we'll see. So that was an incredibly short video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that I'm telling you, y'all, I don't know if anybody else there is out there like me has a checking account just as a just in case checking account. If you're not making interest on that account, and I'm not saying to cash it in and put in your sinking funds, if that's not what you want that money to go, but at least put into a higher yield savings account. I mean, in my Ally Bank account, I made 5% interest, and this year alone I think I've made $300 in interest. That's substantial. That's very substantial. I mean, $3 in interest in more than a year on my other checking account, that's just ridiculous. So if there's a lesson to be learned here, make sure your money, if you're saving it in cash and you know that you can get to it easily, make sure it's in a high yield savings account. Ally has a really good rate, and I know there's other banks out there that had really good rates, but I bank with Ally, so I suggest that one, and they're really good banks. So there you go. So that's it for this video. I will see you. The next one will obviously be a sinking fund video where I'll be rolling the dice. So if you're looking for that, check out that next video. That's going to be coming up in probably Wednesday. So I hope you enjoyed this relatively short video, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.